Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our AGCO farm here. I did a little bit of work since our last episode where we were putting in a field down here. We'll be working in that in a few minutes, but uh, I removed some of these bushes here in the what's probably going to shape into our farmyard. And I had the fire department come over. You can see some of the ash left over from where it burned. Um, so we're in a interesting spot now. We've got this kind of foundation here. You can see where it was. I don't know if we want to try to do some dirt moving. I think probably what we'll do is build around it. Um, I don't quite know where to put this combine, but I am going to move it just so we can get a better sense of kind of what this land looks like here. Uh, we have, we still haven't gotten any honey yet, and but you can see here what this all kind of looks like from the barn being burned down in a controlled burn. It happened with good reason, but uh, I appreciate the folks stopping by the first episode. It was great to see some familiar faces, some support on this new series. We're going to spend a little bit of time here finishing up this field. We'll have this nice smaller field, but nevertheless good. Okay, we want to go ahead and hit Y. It always undoes it deselects every time you log out. So uh, we'll work on this section. My original plan was to do this off recording, but I didn't get to it. I've been playing some other games here lately, so I think while I'm here, I don't think I showed you guys, but we do have a chainsaw. It seems pretty necessary on a farm rebuild, so I didn't really make an announcement about that one. I think I showed you guys. Actually, I was gonna throw this into the weeds, but we could probably sell that at the sawmill. This was a picture that I took in the promotional stage before I launched this series. So this truck, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this mod, but it is drivable. But we have a good truck, so I don't know what we'll do with that. We'll probably pull it out of the weeds one of these episodes, and maybe see if we could sell it as a kind of antique project for somebody, get a little bit of cash. uh, I don't know if I would want to put the time and money into restoring it. It would probably depend what our overall purpose was with it, but don't worry, we're not going to be doing this plowing project the entire episode. I have something in mind, a bit of a construction project, I guess. So we'll do a few laps of this, and then I'll show you my project idea. But I was excited in the first episode to reveal that we're using AGCO equipment, because I feel like AGCO is an underappreciated American brand. The Allis-Chalmers, if you go to like a county fair or something like that, you'll see a lot of Allis-Chalmers, or Chalmers, depends what part of the country you're in. Um, but there's some really nice old tractors, and it's a shame that the brand went defunct. But all these agricultural brands eventually get scarfed up by one of the big ones. So, kind of is what it is. And AGCO, they were able to hold their own for a bit there, which is pretty cool. I know it's not for everybody, but I thought it'd be fun to do a series with this stuff. I'm still waiting to see if we're going to get any comments on the first episode about whether I should buy some older Allis equipment. It sort of messes with the storyline a little bit, but ultimately what we're trying to do here is use some lesser used vintage tractors. Like, as much as I enjoyed that John Deere playthrough I did, everybody has access to the handful of mods that I had on there, and a lot of people are very familiar with those. So I wanted to use some kind of different stuff. But I was thinking, because we're on this sort of hillside here, I wanted to see if we might be able to catch a little bit of flat ground. And it looks like right up here is our flattest area. So my thought was, what if we went with something like a greenhouse? Sorry, I gotta remember the buttons are okay. It's buttons are a little different in different games. So if I put this like here, then we'll be able to fill the water, and we will start getting products that we can sell. So I think we'll just start with one. We'll make sure that it works right. I was hoping that we would get some honey that would work in a similar kind of way. But no luck with that so far. And we'll fire up the white. It'll be our first time using this old girl. So, I don't know how you guys feel about the sound there. It starts up like it hasn't been started in 60 years. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool old tractor. And I don't want to plow around here, but I may go ahead and start using the I might start using the terraforming painting tool. I know it ruins immersion a little bit, but I'm not going to have those bushes there for forever. Oh, let's maybe go around. And after I do this, I'm going to pull some of this equipment out, see if we can't make a little order out of this madness. So we'll get this in here. Think it'll take the whole thing? I imagine it will. So we want to go down and check out the production, sorry. I think, well, I don't know. Lettuce, tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. So it's at about just under 1,700. So lettuce is way better. Lettuce is way better. Is the yield really low? Maybe the yield's low. Let's do the tomatoes, because they're right in the middle. I don't want to be taking stuff all the time, but the lettuce seems that seems bad. Seems like it'd be forever to get those. So we'll activate tomato production. And should I do another load? Let's do one more batch. So I don't know if I want to put in a road. I haven't decided how I want to lay this out. I don't think we'll move the shed. The shed here in the middle is okay. The shed and the well make sense to me, but where we want to put the rest of the equipment and potentially put in more fields is the conversation we need to have. We can cut that little tree out here. I'll probably leave this one because I don't think we'll rebuild on that exact site. I wanted to swing this around. I think they should make a mechanic on this that you can add manure for a little production boost. I think that would be cool. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to move that planter and a few other things. I think maybe I'll just put them down in this obnoxiously painted on grass. Just so they're out of the way. Sorry if my voice seems different tonight on this recording. Somebody left a comment on my other channel, which I use the same setup for recording both, but somebody left a comment that I sound like I'm talking to myself. Well, functionally that is what you're doing when you're recording. You're talking to yourself, sitting in a room with a computer, and you're talking into a microphone. But I think what he was commenting on is my tendency to trail off in my rambling commentary, which is a fair criticism. So I'm trying to be more intentional with what I say here. Trying to make sure why is it not? What? I just want to go beside it. I don't even care which side. I just want to go. Yeah, that we probably won't even touch that for so long because you need an animal that can produce slurry. So, it is what it is. All right. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to bump the time scale up to 15 just so that the greenhouse can make some progress. And hopefully I'm not ruining anyone's immersion too much, but we're going to do I want grass, and I want it's counting this. So I have the store deliveries thing somewhere around here, so I might have to move that first. Let's move it up closer to the house. I think it's Alt-Shift. Okay, so now it should let me do this over here. I hope. Landscaping, painting, grass. Okay, so this is just to get rid of the bushes. I can leave maybe that one there. And then we want to go to the plants. This is... I don't want to do a ton of this because it does cost money. How much is that? $50? What if I go... Okay, that is not economical for us. It is not economical at all. Okay, well, that looks a little bit better at least. We can leave these here as kind of backyard of the house. And I think at this point it makes sense to... Well, let's strategize here. We're in what, August, I think? we're in August. Oh yeah, because I had talked about this, but I don't know. I don't think we have a seeder. We have a planter. So what kind of seeder might we be able to get here? Yeah, see this Isaria doesn't really fit the playthrough. Coon, I guess, could work, but you know that's more money than we have. Is it this one? This one allows you to plant. So we could plant grass. We could lease this. 18,000 leased would be $1,000 basically, and we could plant in a grass crop. But I would rather get a seeder. Maybe I need to think again about the crop that would make sense. Because when could we do soybean? Yeah, see it doesn't go in until April. We could rent that weeder and do canola. I mean, canola's low yield but higher profit crop. Just makes me nervous to only have $14,000 in operating costs and run out and like buy a new seeder. So using what we have makes more sense to me. But I don't hate the idea of leasing that weeder if I wanted to do one field in grass. Because my thought is, I mean, there is some grass up there. Maybe what we do is mow what we can through there and see if we can maybe make some grass bales. Then we could get sheep. I'm trying to think of what animals we could realistically do with a setup like this. Maybe we just become a greenhouse farm. Just take our chainsaw up to the woods, chop down trees until we get to $3,000 again, and put in another greenhouse. I'm being like moderately facetious, but also I'm just thinking what would allow us to start making money pretty quick compared to, like, I don't even know what brand would make sense with AGCO for a seeder. They had a brand that I wasn't able to find any mods for. It was forget the name of it now, but we could just get the John Deere seeder since we're using this John Deere chisel plow. If there was time, I would do a vote, but there's not really time. I'm gonna need to get moving on this. I guess we could price animal pens and see what kind of animal pens we have available to us. I also want to price a new building. Not that we'll do it anytime soon, but I just want to have one in mind. Alright, first field is in. And then I think we do some mowing, probably. I kind of want to take a look now that I have a little bit of a better sense of the property. I kind of want to take a look up here. So, okay, there's a fence here. I bet we could come over maybe like... There's a fair bit of grass here. I bet we could get a grass bale. How much are... Sorry about that. How much are some of these? So we have that cow pen. We have a free range cow pasture. Oh, the red barn. Yeah, that's not happening. So, will that cow pen? So water, probably grass, hay, and TMR. So the ones that require water, I'm assuming that means that they'll give slurry. So I see animal, water, food. Oh, that's probably for milk. Maybe they don't do slurry. Horse pen. 10,000 for a horse pen. It would eat oats or sorghum or hay. I guess we could do hay. We have a baler and a tedder. Pigs probably don't make a lot of sense because the root crops are a lot of work. 130,000. Yeah, it's probably not going to work either. Sheep. So there's this 26,000. This is the one that we built on the Carolina Case farm. That building does not look American at all. Okay. This I could see having some potential. Not now. But 35,000 for this. But I don't think the sheep produce slurry. So something to keep in mind. Wow, 40 for this guy. I can't say that I mind that either. Alright, fences, landscaping. Bees, we have honey generated by beehives is placed as pallets. Okay. Alright. And a doghouse. So I don't think that's our answer right now. Productions are too expensive. Orchards. Oh yeah, olives and grapes. These things. That'd be funny. Build that just kind of out of nowhere. All right, well, I think the plan is going to be to put another field in here, and then we'll use the landscaping tool to sort out some of the bushes. So we'll leave a little bit of a gap between them, but I think the upper field, I want to be able to get some grass off of the upper field if possible. And we'll go from there. Thanks so much for checking out this episode. I know it's a little bit random getting caught up to speed with what we're working on here, but I do think we're off to a good start, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.